Hello, everyone. Welcome. Yeah, I am still trying to post and stuff. And yeah, I'm here though. I'm here. I made it. I made it on time. I'm just still behind on like sharing everything. So give me a second to share that I am live. But I hope everybody's day is going well. Turns out I just figured out a little while ago it's Pi Day. Like I have to get like at least some pizza or something. I don't know. I was planning on cooking, but then I found out it was pie day. And I don't really eat a lot of pie, so there's that. But yeah, the fact that it's pie day, like I'm like, oh, maybe I need to get some pizza or celebrate. And that's for the nerdy people out there. Pie day is a nerdy day. Nerdy day. It's one of the nerdy days of the year. There's Pie Day and there's May the 4th. And I like both of those days. I think they're cute. So yeah, I need to do that. Okay, let me share my sharing. And then we'll get into all of the crazy stuff of the week. Anyway, if this is Chaos and Controversy with Kai, if you've never been here, welcome. I pretty much just talk about all the crazy things that went down over the week. I used to do this show with it used to be live with Kai and Chris, but my co-host passed away last year, and I'm still recovering. And I know like everybody who knows him, how amazing he was. Like we're all still dealing with grief over his loss, and so I kept going because I knew Chris would be like, "You got to keep doing the show. Like you got to keep going." So I'm still doing it. I'm still doing this, but it's like it's tough. But then I think about him every Saturday when I get up. Like he's like, "Yeah, you gotta. What are you doing? You gotta keep doing it." So anyway, let me share. Let me share that I'm on here, and I can't talk and type at the same time. And out, and somebody's really loud outside. Okay. Yes, I am doing a lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I should have done this beforehand, but you know what? I ran out of time, and that's what it is. Sometimes you just run out of time, and that happens. It happens. It happens. But I am here, and I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that went down over the week, and like I said, let me keep doing this because I really, 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 really have to. No, no, I didn't mean to do that. Really, really want to make sure. Actually, we'll do it that way. That's fine. Um, and then one more thing, guys. I'm so sorry. One more thing. Just in case anybody wanted to join us today, I forgot to send my friends my link. I'm sorry. I just did. So I'm going to do it now. But anyway, okay. The first thing I wanted to get into was there was a guy that commented on Vanessa Williams. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this guy, he said, let me see. Let me just play one more thing, and I'm done. I promise. All right. So this guy said, I remember in the late 80s and early 90s, I used to think this was the most beautiful woman on earth. I guess she looks okay at 62. Now, just so you know what he looks like, I'll just put that there. Because I've already, like, I even made a post about this whole thing because it's, to me, I'm convinced that people or men who do look like him, they say stuff like this. And I've talked about this in videos before. I call it the preemptive rejection. Like they know they will never have a chance with a Vanessa Williams woman, no matter her age, no matter whether you think she's attractive or not attractive, she is out of their league. And so it just makes them feel like they feel like they have some kind of control because they're like rejecting her. And it's like, first of all, the expectations that women are, like the whole, remember when they were talking about the wall, remember when Red Pill were like, you're gonna hit the wall. This expectation that women are supposed to look like children forever, it's really a twisted thing. But so men have always been allowed to age. Men can get older and they become distinguished, right? They get gray. And women, oh, if women age, well, it's just the end of their lives. And I'm so happy that older women are speaking out now and saying, no, your life doesn't end and your life is not over, and the men don't go away. The men don't go away. No matter your age, no matter how old you get, as a woman, there's always going to be some men somewhere trying to get to you, no matter what you do. Being attractive has nothing to do with age. Like, no matter what, being attractive has nothing to do with age for women. It's just that society has built this whole thing where, oh, women can't age, women can't get older, and if you're older or you look older than you did at 22, well, you've just oh, the world has ended. And it's like, no, it hasn't ended. Vanessa Williams is still stunning, by the way, 62, and still absolutely gorgeous. The fact that this guy, and I'll put his picture up again, this guy, you feel like you have some authority on what Vanessa Williams looks like? We can see you, sir. And that's the other thing. It's like these unattractive men who don't even have a chance with any woman out here saying these crazy things about icons like Vanessa Williams is just insane to me. Like, I'm gonna need you to have all the seats. Like, you guys, and I talked about this last week. Like, there's another guy talking about women. I'm gonna need y'all to stay in your place. There's a place for you, and it is to be quiet and not talk about women at all. Like, just don't talk about women. Like, when you have thoughts and you want to share, don't share them. Because one, we don't care, and two, you don't have any authority to speak on women, period, at all. And I think that's a hard thing. The patriarchy has made the male brain think that they're authorities on women when they're not. And now society has shifted in great ways, and women are saying, no, you have no authority. Don't open your mouth. We don't want to hear it. Sit down, be quiet, go eat your food. Whatever it is, just stop talking. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. All right. So I don't have any clips of this, but again, this is about men being in women's business. Now, I'm not sharing this clip. I did see it, but I'm not sharing it because I don't even want to give him the clicks. But there was a guy who was at a hotel, and he decided that because he saw two Black women at a hotel at breakfast, because a lot of hotels, they have like a breakfast room. A lot of times when I go on vacation, a lot of the hotels I have, they have free breakfast. So you have a little breakfast room. And these two women were enjoying their breakfast, not with him. And they were wearing pajamas and they were wearing bonnets on their hair. And he took it upon himself to film these women and try to shame them for wearing bonnets and having breakfast in their pajamas. And this is the thing. Like, I think this was a Black man that was filming them. And here's the thing. A lot of people just generally feel as though, again, they have authority over women, especially Black women. Like, people love to be in Black women's business. They love to think that they have some kind of control over Black women. They love to think they should shame Black women for existing in spaces. The fact that they were at a hotel, first of all, you don't know if they were on vacation. You don't know what they were doing. Even if they might have been on business, you don't know why they were at that hotel. You don't know them. You don't have any clue what's going on. Two, they're having breakfast. This is a hotel. You can't eat breakfast in your pajamas in your room, or you can if they have room service, but it's a hotel. Like, plenty of people, especially when you're on vacation, go to the breakfast room in their pajamas. I've seen it. I've seen all races do it. You do it, especially if you have kids. Like, you just bring the kids down in their pajamas because you're just getting some breakfast, and you might go back upstairs and get back in bed. So you don't know what these women were doing, but the fact that this guy decided that he was going to say something and record them, let me tell you, he's lucky it wasn't me. Cause like I might be at a hotel. Y'all might see me at a hotel in my pajamas. Like it might happen. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. It might happen. I might have a bonnet on me. I wear bonnets at night. And a lot of people want to shame Black women for wearing bonnets. We're not the only ones who wear bonnets, but putting your hair in a bonnet is not an offensive thing. Like, it's my hair. I can do whatever. I'm wearing a headband. Like, I can do whatever I want with my body. I'm not hurting anybody by doing what I want with my body. There's no shame in. They only want to shame Black women. Only Black women are policed on what they wear all the time. Like, we got to be policed. We have to be presentable for the gaze of other people all the time. And it's like, had he, first of all, he don't want to do that to me. I'm not that person. Like, he would have been kicked out of that hotel so quick. And then he might have gotten actually sued for posting the video. And I hope that these women do sue him, because it's like, it's invasion of privacy. It's, assault. The fact that you're bothering me, I'm not bothering you. Like, I would have had him, he would have been tied up in so much legal stuff. He would never do that again. I don't like that Black women, we are always in places minding our business. We're minding our business. And here comes some idiot who thinks that they have the authority. And it happens all the time. It happens online all the time. It happens to me. It happens to all Black women. All Black women, we're minding our business. We're just existing. And here comes somebody who thinks they can police us. And that right there, and again, I think it was a Black guy. I don't know who it was. But I need you all to understand that you don't have authority over Black women. And I'll repeat it. You do not have any authority over Black women. We can exist as we are, where we are, when we want to, how we want to. And you don't have anything to do with that. Please leave Black women alone. We are tired. And the thing is, if we react in the way that we should react, which is with anger, because that is an anger. Like, think about it. You sitting there, you're at the hotel, you eating your breakfast, and here comes some idiot filming you. You have the right to be angry. But the fact that we also have to deal with stereotypes and being the angry Black woman, and people saying, oh, look at them, they're so angry. Yeah, we have the right to be angry. We have the right to react in an angry way. Someone is bothering us. Someone is in our space. Someone is putting a camera in our face. The fact that people don't understand that, yes, we have the right to defend ourselves. We have the right to be angry about people bothering us. They want to just push that out the way and be like, oh my God, look, you're overreacting. No. In fact, those women underreacted to me. They underreacted. Like I said, he's lucky he didn't run up on somebody like me, because his whole trip would have been ruined. Don't bother Black women. Stop bothering Black women. Leave Black women alone. Leave them alone online. Leave us alone in person. Leave us alone. We're not bothering you. Like, it would be different if those women got up and went over to him and started bothering him and then he filmed. Sure. But in general, Black women are not bothering anybody. We're literally just existing. We're existing. And here comes people bothering us. And then people want to police how we react to being bothered. No. I've said this over and over. Leave Black women alone. You don't have any authority over Black women. I get all sorts of crazy comments coming to me all the time online, people telling me what to do. You don't have any authority here. You can't tell me what to do. I am an autonomous person. I control my platforms. I control who comments on my platforms. You don't have any power. Like, I think that we're in this stage where Black women are reclaiming our power and just claiming it outright. And people are having a very hard time with that. They're having a hard time with Black women asserting our authority over ourselves and over our spaces. And they hate it. They hate it. And I get it. Like, you thought you could say something crazy to somebody and you messed around and found out you couldn't. And you got like, I made a video about white women, like, saying crazy things to Black women online. You're mad because you're getting your hands smacked for touching things that you shouldn't touch. And I know that upsets you, but I don't care. Like, I want people to understand that Black women, we don't care that what we say to you when you have interrupted or stepped into our space and we've told you, no, you can't be here. We don't care that that upsets you. We want you to understand you need to stay in your space and not bother us. And that's where we want you to have a full understanding of this over here belongs to us, and we can behave and do whatever we want over here. It has nothing to do with you. It's not harming you. It's not affecting you. And if our existence is causing you some kind of distress, that's internal that you need to work on. And you should work on it on your side and your space and not bother us. So hopefully, yeah, people as a whole judge the way, okay, let me put this up. All right, yes. People as a whole judge the way people dress in certain settings. Absolutely. In fact, I was in Barbados. I'll give you an example. This is true. People judge. People judge. That is human nature to judge. I was on vacation in Barbados. I was at a resort. I was going to a spa or something. There was a lady next to me. I was waiting for an elevator, and like a guy walked by and he didn't have a shirt on or something. It's a resort, right? We're on a resort. We're in the islands. We're in the Caribbean. And so the guy walks by. He was quite naked. I'm not gonna say he was, but he was a lot naked. Like his swim attire was tiny. But again, resort, Barbados, Caribbean, do your thing, right? So get on the elevator, and this white lady was like, ugh. She was so distressed. She was so upset. Because this guy who wasn't bothering her, wasn't with her, she was so upset that this man was walking around in his little Speedo or whatever. She's like, I can't believe he would walk around like that. And I just said, yeah, but it doesn't affect us. Like I just said, just in the moment, doesn't affect us, doesn't affect me. He can walk around any way you want. He could have walked around naked. And she was just caught off guard because she wanted to commiserate with me about how this stranger who had nothing to do with either one of us dressed. And that's the thing. I'm minding my business. Would I necessarily walk around like that guy on a resort? No. Did I think he was quite naked? Did I have a moment of judgment in my head? Yes. But I didn't bother him. I did not say anything to anybody. Again, it's possible for you because there's things Black people do that I'm like, I wouldn't do. But that doesn't mean that I should bother them. They are people who get to do whatever they want to do. People are themselves. Let people be who they are. And even if you're judging in your head, keep it to yourself. It's so easy to keep how you feel about what somebody else does to yourself because what they are doing doesn't affect you. And your reaction in your mind is your own stuff. It's your own feelings about what they're doing. It is not that what they're doing is bad. It's just you wouldn't do it. And if you wouldn't do it, don't do it. Don't do it. Judge away in your head. Keep it in your head. It's so easy to just keep it in your head. So, yes, people judge as a whole. But you don't have any authority over other people. So stop trying to tell other people how they should live and what they should do and how they should look and what they should wear. And especially stop doing it to Black women. Stop. And that's the thing. Most of the time, because that lady, she was judging, but she didn't say anything to that guy. Notice that. Like she didn't say anything to him. She wanted to tell me and like we could have a giggle, a laugh, and I shut her down because no, it's not your place. You don't have any authority over that person. And that's the key. Like knowing what you have control over is you, and other people have control over them, and keeping the peace for everybody. Let people be who they want to be. Don't bother people, and especially stop bothering Black women. We're not bothering you. All right. So let's see. Oh, okay. Whew. Let me take a sip of tea because my mouth is drying out. Hope everybody's doing well today. All right. Did y'all see? Because this came out like right after I did my live show or like the next day. Did you all see the Trump supporter who was crying about being in Ireland and how the people made her very uncomfortable? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? She made a whole video, and of course the internet dragged her from Ireland and back. So first of all, she like I'm not gonna play a video. It's out there. If you've seen it, I hope you had a good laugh because I definitely had a good laugh. And I've laughed at all the videos that people have made since then. But basically what happened is she was in Ireland and she and her husband went to a pub, and they somehow the news was playing in the pub, and the news is bad. Y'all listen, we all know it's bad. We know that the world is on fire right now, and if you don't know something is wrong with you, you need to know. So she's in the pub, news is on. Somebody in the pub asked her, "Hey, are you an American?" They say yes, and then they're like, "Well, who did you vote for?" And she was just like, "Oh my God, that was just too much to ask who they voted for, and it was just too personal." And of course, she said she didn't know that signals that she was a Trump supporter, and clearly, she's a Trump supporter, right? Like we're not confused. And so they didn't say anything directly to them. But I guess whatever was said about the United States and Trump in that pub made her so distressed that she actually got on TikTok and told the world like an idiot, because we know that people who vote for Trump are not very smart. So she makes this video, and now people have been dragging her, and it has been hilarious because I've traveled outside of the country a couple of times since like the not once since this election, since his presidency this time, and once before during his presidency last time. And people do ask you when they find out if you're an American who you voted for. They do, because they want to know where you are in this foolishness. It is a valid question, because this madness is destroying the world. This madness that these idiots voted for is destroying the world. So people around the world want to know, which side are you on? They want to know up front who you're dealing with. Generally, as a Black person who travels around the world, they already kind of know I ain't vote for him. So I don't really have to deal with that. Like when they find out, but they still do check. They do. Like when we were in Italy and Trump came up, and I was like, yeah, he's an idiot, and the people who voted for him are idiots. And then as soon as I did that, the Italian people were like, yes, like, and they were like, this is horrible. We can't believe it. They just like, they vent because they're so angry at United States and the people who voted for Trump. So it's very simple. Like, it's very simple that when you go out of the country and you are a Trump supporter, you should be shamed. Like, I think it's great. First of all, I'm so pleased to know that in Ireland, they are so anti-Trump that they are making Trump supporters cry. Please keep doing that. Shout out to Ireland for that, and all the other countries who are making US tourists uncomfortable who voted for Trump. Please continue to do that, because I think I saw somebody say, generally these people have no consequences for their actions. They are getting some, like the poor Trump supporters are seeing the consequences of their actions because their programs, especially medical programs, are getting cut. Their food, groceries are going up. But the ones that are not so poor, who are traveling, they don't usually see as many consequences for their actions as the people. Oh God, we have a Trump supporter in here. Look, watch this. Poof, and you're gone. I just don't like. You're an idiot. Like, why are you here? Why do you come to spaces where you don't belong? So anyway, like, I'm so happy that other places are making Trump supporters cry and uncomfortable. Like, I think this is the best thing, because again, usually these people don't have like consequences for their actions. So for them to like, oh God, I don't understand people. That's two people. Hold on, sorry, I'm getting people spamming my comments and I just don't like that. So, what was I saying? Good. For people who are out there, who are traveling, who voted for Trump and are now afraid of being like roasted for like supporting Oh, hello from Germany, World of Ragas. Hopefully you're new and you hit the subscribe button. But okay, but hopefully like people continue to make Trump supporters around the world uncomfortable. As an American who cannot stand that idiot and who cannot stand the people who voted for him, please continue to make Trump supporters cry. Please make them feel as unwelcome in your country as possible. Please make them so miserable that they never want to like ever come to this, go to your country again. Like make them so miserable for voting for Trump that they're like, I can't go there because they hate me. Yes, more of that. I love that. I love that you all are making those people cry. Please continue to do that. It's awesome. And we love it. We love it here. All right. Okay, now what was I going to talk about? Okay, all right. Like, all right, this is one. Crazy things that happen or I see on the internet. I saw this. This person wrote, "Do you know that the average single man can go months or even years without non-sexual physical touch? No hugs, no hand holding, no comforting, pat on the back. The only time many men experience gentle touch is from a barber or paid sex worker. This condition is called skin hunger. It leads to severe depression and anxiety. Society has labeled male touch as predatory or creepy. So men have learned to starve themselves of human contact just to make women feel comfortable. They are dying of loneliness in a crowded room." All right. And so I wrote to all the men allegedly suffering from skin hunger and depriving themselves of non sexual human touch. You do realize you can hug each other, right? Problem solved. You're welcome. So again, let's just break down this whole thing of, oh, now men are dying of or they're suffering from skin hunger because women won't touch them. It is non-sexual touch. He was very clear that it was non-sexual touch. Sometimes I just read these things that men say and I'm just like, you do see you're the issue, right? Like you do see that non-sexual touch can come from anyone, right? Like it can come from family, it can come from friends. Like you don't have to suffer from skin hunger. You can hug your friends. The fact that they are like, oh, we can't touch women because our touch is predatory. Well, it's predatory because if it was non-sexual, you would just get a hug from anybody. Like you kind of tell on yourselves at the same time. Like you're over there like, oh my God, we can't touch women anymore because it's creepy or predatory. Because you're being a predator. Because if it was non-sexual, you would just get a hug from anybody, right? Like you can just hug your friends. Like your condition is resolved by just having platonic touch, which again can come from anyone. You do have friends unless you don't have friends, and then that's a whole different thing. And I think there's a lot of men who don't actually have friends, especially the incels online. A lot of them don't have like actual friends, which is because of patriarchy. Like you guys struggle with emotional connections because you've been told that emotions are feminine, and so then you don't think you should talk to your friends about things you're going through, and then you end up not having friends, or if the friends you have, they're very surface. Like you don't have any real friends that you can really talk about like your actual problems. And then the fact that so many men depend on women or depend on romantic partnerships as a way to have emotional release, when women don't do that. Women use friendships and family to deal with emotional like release and help emotionally. They do rely on their partners to an extent, but most women build community to like help them deal with hardships, with things like that. So men don't and women do. And men use their romantic partnerships to focus all their emotional baggage on. And that's part of the thing that a lot of women have checked out of in relationships. Like this is a big reason why a lot of men are struggling especially single men right now, is that women have decided your emotional needs are not my problem. Your emotional needs need to go to a therapist or somebody else, but not me, because it's a burden. It is a burden. I've dealt with it myself. Dealing with your partner's emotional mental well-being is a burden. And so, you know, when men don't find other outlets, they just dump everything on you. And some of it is beyond just partnership stuff. Like sure, yes, if you have a partner, they can give you a hug when you're having a bad day. But when you're dealing with all sorts of mental health issues, that partner is not the right place for that. You need to go to a therapist. And it's the same thing like with the whole touch thing. Like, yeah, you are not getting any kind of physical touch when you're single, but you can if you want to, if you have friends. But you instead get on the internet and complain about how women are not touching you. Like, it just, like, does anybody else think this is crazy and weird? Like the stuff that men do, I know you guys are saying you like to claim to be logical, but the logic is not there, because if you're being logical and you are skin starved or whatever, what did he call it? I need to put it back up here. Skin hunger. What is it? Let's see. Yeah, skin hunger. If you are suffering from skin hunger, you need some friends. You need some friends. And if you don't have any friends, that says something about you as a person. Like, you not having friends, not having friends. Like, a lot of the issues that men are having in the so-called male loneliness epidemic is just lack of relationships with people in general. It's not just romantic relationships, it's healthy friendships, it's family ties. Like, a lot of these men are out here and they're just lonely because they're not good people. Let's just be straight up. A lot of these men are not good people. They're very selfish. They only want to use people all the time. And so when people realize who they are and decide not to like be used, and decide not to let this person like suck up all the air in the room, then they end up being lonely because nobody wants to be around them. And that includes like their romantic partners, that includes like their family, even their kids will stop talking to them because they're just not good people. However, to all the men out there who may be watching this, who are feeling very lonely and nobody's talking to you, your kids don't talk to you, your friends are not helpful for you because you have never been a good friend, you don't have any romantic connection, therapy. Trying to tell you, it's amazing. It's amazing. Go to therapy. And then you need to work on why people don't like you. And you need to work on being a better person. Because when you work on yourself and you become somebody that people want to be around, guess what? End up having friends. When you work on whatever you did to your kids so that they don't speak to you, and then you go to your kids and apologize and say, I'm working on it, your kids might come back around. When you actually become somebody who people like to be around and who is not just selfish but thinks of others, and who's out there and has a positive outlook on life and is not just a horrible person who running around being grumpy and irritable and taking and lashing out and being angry and making everybody uncomfortable, might attract a girlfriend. I'm just saying, these are suggestions. I know a lot of the bitter, angry old men out there who are lonely and suffering from loneliness will never really open up and do any of the things I've just suggested, but I am giving you the solution. So I hope that you at least consider it. I don't have big expectations, but those things really do work. They really do help. And if you're very lonely and you don't want to be lonely anymore, you got to work on you. So hopefully y'all listen. All right. All right. Did you all see? Okay. So this really pissed me off. But did you all see these two idiots? The ones who like actually work for DOGE and removed all of the programs that were federally funded. Did y'all see their depositions? They like, I don't even want to remember their names, but these two idiots were put in charge because the idiot president that was voted in and his idiot friend who has a lot of money or whatever, they came in and they canceled a bunch of federally funded programs that were because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, oh wait, I have a comment. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Let me step back to the subject we were. It's rare that happens. Not even my own father has done that. It is forever us, the kids' fault. But he found another woman to marry, so there's that for him. Yeah, it rarely happens. I don't expect a lot of the men to work on it. And the fact that a lot of men blame their kids or blame their exes for alienating them from their kids and never ever actually focus on their own behavior. Like, that's just, a lot of people are like that. They refuse to admit that they are the issue. Despite the fact that everyone stops talking to them, they will never admit that they're the problem, which is funny to me because if they weren't the problem, they wouldn't have been abandoned or ignored or cut out of all the other people's lives. But somehow it's everybody else's fault. So yeah, I know that happens a lot. All right, let me get back to these DOGE idiots. All right, so these idiots were in charge of cutting federally funded programs to allegedly reduce the deficit, and did none of that. But if you watch these depositions, they're, especially, let me say, as a Black educated woman, it's infuriating to see how incompetent, how uneducated these two are, how they lack any background that qualifies them to do any of the things that they did. They have absolutely nothing that qualifies them to analyze any of these programs. And not only that, they can't even put a coherent sentence together. Like, and I even said it. I said, the DOGE depositions are a masterclass in white male incompetence. And it's a master. These men are paid obscene salaries to demonstrate on record that they have no idea what they're doing. And we Black women have always known they're idiots. Let me tell you, we know. This is why they're so upset at us. Of course, their bosses are just as dumb, but that's exactly how they got their job. And that's why they hate educated Black women. We see right through them, like we do. It's infuriating. I'm going to just tell y'all, it's infuriating. Like, when you see idiot after idiot, and I mean, I have worked in many places and seen the egos that these dumb men have on them. Like, they actually, this is the thing that is crazy to me. Like, I know that racism and patriarchy and all those things come into play to make white men think that they are actually smart and that they earn the positions that they're in and that they're deserving and that other people are not as smart as them. Like, the system is set up to make them believe. That's why they're so angry. The system is set up to make them to believe this lie that they are superior. But when you scratch the surface, when you spend time, when you talk to them, just like these depositions have exposed, you see that they are not smart, they are not qualified, and they only got the position because some other dumb white man put them in the position. And so this has been happening. See, this is why they don't like other people being in the positions that they have held for so long, because whenever you have seen, this is especially true for Black women and true for Black men sometimes, and I'll say it like that, but for Black women especially, if you see a Black woman in the same position at a high level as a white man, she's 10 to 20 times more educated, prepared, qualified than that white man, because we don't get to those positions without doubt placed on us every single day. We literally have to be better than the best of them, and it ain't hard to be. to be honest, but we have to be so much better so that we earn those positions, so that we're in those places, so nobody can say to us, oh, you just get, they like, people like to say, you didn't earn the position, you got here because you're Black. That's not true. It's never been true. Black people get into these positions because we earn them. White men do not. And that's just the honest truth. They do not earn these positions. They are not qualified. They are mediocre. And it's infuriating to see when you, like I said, these depositions just exposed how dumb these men are and how they were totally unqualified and how they gutted a bunch of federally funded programs that affected thousands of people's lives because they, it's boys club. Oh, it's a big deal. Hey guys, dummies. That's where we are. And I'm happy they're exposed, but also, again, it's very infuriating to see this and just know that these idiots, and it's always been like this, just so you know, the reason why they hate us, that's why they hate Jasmine Crockett so much. She is so qualified and she's so good at what she does that they hate her because they cannot compete with her. And that's another reason they don't want equality, because if the playing field becomes level, if things are really merit-based, that's when white men will not be able to hold positions of power. And that is what they're most afraid of. When you take away all the stuff that's been in place to make them get positions they don't deserve, when you level that, when the playing field is level and it's merit-based, just think about the NASA program that had all those Black women who were the computers, the mathematicians. That was merit-based, and they hid that fact. So that's why I had a whole movie, Hidden Figures. They hid the fact that these Black women, who they paid less for doing the same work, better work actually, it was merit-based. It was based on a test. And those women, they had the highest scores. So they were like, hey, we need them. These mathematicians, we need real mathematicians. So we're going to hire them, but we're going to pay them less and we're still going to be racist. And that just shows you right there, when the playing field is level, this is the big fear. The big fear is when everything is equal, we won't have power. That's what it is. It's absolutely what it is. Like, if this world suddenly flips upside down and all of a sudden everything is merit-based and equal, and it's just based on your ability, your background, your qualifications, white men are not going to be on top. And that's the biggest fear. And so that's why we've had this knee-jerk reaction to Obama being president. Like, all of these things, all this, a lot of it's all because of slavery. Like I don't know if you guys ever watched that show. What's it called? Black AF. It's all because of slavery. It's all because of racism. All of it is because they do not want to give up power. They've had it for so long, and they know that if racism ends and things are equitable, they won't have a place to control and sit high on the hog, as my grandmother would say, ever again. It's over for them. So they are very much invested in making sure that no one else has power. No one else can get to the top. The system has to keep them in power, because if it ever becomes fair, they will have no power. And that is their biggest fear. Their fear is that I get it, we Black people, we Black women somehow will treat them the same way that they have treated us for all of these centuries. And that's a real fear. I mean, I would be worried. Somebody was cruel to me for a long time and then they suddenly were in power. Maybe they'll be cruel to me too. I understand it's a valid fear, but again, it's all about making sure that people who look like me, Black and brown people, don't have power. That's what it is. And that's why they gutted all those programs. They wanted to take the money away from all those programs because those programs were benefiting people who didn't look like them. And that's why they cut it. That was really what it was. Anything that was about women. And again, I'm gonna dive into white women for just a moment. Because I know why white women vote against their interests, because again, whiteness is a commodity and they benefit from white supremacy. But at the same time, I'm like, you know that these men don't like you. Why do you continue to align yourself with people who are not aligned with you? You would do much better if you let that go and hop on over to where you actually benefit. Because I get it, sure, there's some benefits to white supremacy, but not at the loss of all your human rights. Like, you do you see that? Like, you're losing your human rights, like your rights to autonomy, your right to vote. You all know the SAVE Act is going to affect white women. Like, y'all, do you know? Are you paying attention? Especially married white women. Married white women. They are trying to take your rights away. Wake up, ladies. This is not what you want. For some reason, y'all, even the whole in Texas, white women still did not vote for Jasmine Crockett. We see you. It's an open book test. We see you, we know you, and you cannot keep trying to like say you're supporting, black and brown people, but then you go in that voting booth and you vote against your own interests. And I say that it's your own interest. Your interests, whether you like it or not, are aligned with black people. In fact, everybody who is not a white male, your interests, your interest, your rights, your right to live, your right to health care, your right to an education, your right to civil rights, to even speak up, to have free speech, they are aligned with black people and black rights. It is what it is. In fact, if you're an immigrant, your rights are aligned with black people. The reason why we have a civil rights movement is because of black people. Like, I know that they are not teaching history the way that they should be teaching history. Poor white people, you are poor. They do not care about you. Your rights are aligned with black people. You have got to start voting in a way that you're voting for your rights. And your rights are aligned with what black people are pushing for, what we are voting for, we are advocating for. Our rights help everyone. The reason why we don't have universal health care, they don't want black people to have universal free health care. The reason why we don't have like education programs for all schools, they don't want black and brown children to be educated. So now your poor white children are not being educated. You have to understand that your rights are aligned with black people. You have to vote in a way. You got to wake up. Like, I hope people wake up. I don't know how many poor white people are watching me, but listen, y'all gotta figure it out, because you all are suffering. And and if they do this draft thing for this war, you know that poor white boys are going to be sent to war. They don't send those rich boys. They don't send those kids. They send your kids to war. They don't care about you. They never have cared about you. It's never been about, like, I don't know. I don't understand. I know MAGA the base is a bunch of poor white people. Y'all, it gotta be the dumbest voting bloc, because you all cannot see how much Trump hates you. Trump does not like poor white people, period. Never has. He doesn't care anything about you. He thinks you're idiots. He said that he thinks you're dumb. So for you to continue to vote for him, and he doesn't even like you, like, it's just insane to me. Like, I just find it like insane when I see how these people align themselves with folks who don't care about them, who's folks that are causing harm in their community and do not want them. They don't even want you to be able to vote, to be honest. Like, you think that they're taking away black and brown people's right to vote. But again, the SAVE Act, it's going to affect y'all. It's gonna mess it up for you. So wake up. It's not about, so this person just said Democrats don't like us either. This is not about like Democrats or Republicans. We have a two-party system, period. I understand that people don't like the two-party system, but that's what we got. So saying that the Democrats don't like us is irrelevant. You need to vote in such a way that you're voting for what aligns with your rights and aligns with creating a system that benefits all people. So if you can't figure that out, I can't help you. Because this whole like, oh, the Democrats do the same thing, the two sides of the same coin. So I don't care, because it's a two-party system and it's not going to change anytime soon. You're not going to break the two-party system. You know, you got to accept some of these things are built in a way that makes it very difficult. Change does not happen overnight. These people, these Republicans have cheated quite a bit. So saying that the Democrats don't like us doesn't mean anything. They're not all the same. That's not true. It's not all the same. You thinking that voting for the Republicans is beneficial? See where we are right now. We're in a war. Gas prices, groceries prices. Every Republican president we've gone into what you call it. You think that this is working? It's working? No, I didn't think so. So anyway, folks, vote, register to vote, get your real IDs, because they're trying to get everything so that you can't vote. Ladies, if you get married, do not change your last name from what's on your birth certificate. Don't do that, because that will disenfranchise you. Yeah, we're at a point where it's just, you got to be smart. You got to vote in a way that's intelligent. You can't just, do any old thing. You got to pay attention. All right. So let's see. I had another thing I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully this is the right one. All right. So I don't know. Y'all on Threads, because I'm on Threads, and I think all right. So I'm on Threads. I don't know if y'all on Threads, but the new thing on Threads, and I'm gonna read this to you. This guy said, I don't want a single incel to know peace on this app. If you want to harass women, send them unsolicited pictures, cause them problems, or stick your nose in their convos to assault them. Rest assured, there's an army of men who are more than willing to make you feel the same way you treat women. There's no decorum promise from us when it comes to respecting them and being civilized adults. And then this other guy replied, we're coming for them, each and every one, until they all run and hide. I just want to say thank you, fellas. I've been saying this for years, that men needed to check the men online, because the incels had gotten out of control, especially when the red pill movement was like super, super popular, and the men were just harassing women. And now what they're doing is that these group of guys, and like I said, taking long enough. I'm so happy y'all are doing it. I'm so pleased. I'm so excited. But y'all are now going and finding the men who are harassing women, and then harassing them, like sexually harassing them, like doing the same thing to them as they've been doing to women, and they are losing their minds. And I am enjoying every minute of it. I love this movement. I support this movement. I'm so excited to watch it every day. I hope you guys bully these idiots into being quiet, because that's where they belong. They need to be quiet. Like, leave women alone. Stop bothering women. Stop harassing women. I like I said, I've been saying this for years. I've been at this for years. I have been on the internet fighting the sexism and the patriarchy, a long time. And the men like I said, they had a good run, and nobody was saying anything. And I kept telling my male friends, like, y'all don't see this. And I realized back then that because the men were only harassing the women and only harassing them like on their pages, a lot of the men were not seeing it happen. And so they were like, who has time for that? Is that real? Like, a lot of guys were confused. Like, are you serious? That's happening? And I would be like, yes. Like, look, let me show you screenshots of the madness. So this shift to now just going after these guys, men going after men, love it. Love it. I know that this is more effective, because for me, I'm not going back and forth with a dumb guy. I just don't do that. I don't have the bandwidth, and I don't care. So I'm gonna hit block. But for men to do it is awesome. I'm so excited about this. I'm excited to see how they react. Like, I think I even have one. Wait. I think I might even have one on here where a guy, do I? Ah, yes, I do, I think. Okay. So like, all right. So this guy, he was like, because Uber now, I don't know if you guys know, Uber has women only drivers for women to make women feel comfortable. And this guy wrote, Uber is now offering a discount if you're willing to risk your life with a woman driver. And this guy, like one of the new army that are going after the incels, this guy says, sorry, women scare you and your micro penis. Come take a ride on my disco stick and I'll give you a good ride, boy. And he said, I'm going to join this trend of making men who make women uncomfortable. I love this. Like, I'm so excited about this. I think it's great. I fully support men doing this. This is what men should have been doing all along. Shout out to the feminist men who are, starting to step up, wake up, whatever it is, whatever it takes, I support it. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so excited. Like I said, I've been saying this for years. Men got to check men. Y'all are checking them and they don't like it. The incels are upset. I mean, the incels are struggling a lot anyway. They've been struggling for a while now. Like I said, there's been this shift and I love the shift. It's taken a long time, but I'm not complaining. We're going with the shift. We're seeing women being empowered, especially Black women. We're seeing Black women hold space for themselves, and I love that. And then I love that men are finally like defending women and calling men out. Love all of this. I love this change because I know that patriarchy is like, oh, men protect women. No, women protect women. Women have always protected women. But now we're starting to see a shift where some men are stepping up and protecting women. And I think that's great. And I'm excited to see this and I hope it continues. And if you're one of those guys out there, keep doing what you're doing. I support you. I'm excited, and if you're on Threads and I'm not following you yet, please like hit me up. I'm getting ready to get out of here. It has been almost an hour. And I have talked to the point where my mouth is very dry. But thank you guys for joining me. My socials, make sure, first of all, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. I do this every week. This is Chaos and Controversy with Kai. I come here every week, every Saturday morning. Well, it's morning in California. Every Saturday morning I come out here and I just talk about all the crazy things that happen during the week that I happen to come across. There are more crazy things. Some of the stuff I decide not to talk about because I just don't have the patience or I don't care. But I try to like talk about some of the stuff that's happened. Oh, one more thing, very quickly. I don't know, you guys know who Dwayne Wiggins is. It was part of Tony. It was a band, one of my favorite bands actually. He passed away last year, which really sucked. But apparently, his will is being contested by his children, and I just think that is really sad and crazy. Um, like the way I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong. The woman that he married, and I used to follow him and her. They got married shortly before he passed away, and I guess the will was changed in that time. And not to say that his wife isn't deserving of something, because I do know that they were together for a few years before they got married, and they did like they traveled, like they took a cross country trip and traveled in an RV with a bunch of dogs and some crazy stuff. I'm not saying that he didn't have a good relationship with this woman and that they didn't love each other, but the legacy that Dwayne Wiggins leaves is major, and his children, who were there for their entire lives, much longer than this person, are deserving of inheriting from their father. So I just think it's crazy that would even happen. Like, I'm just kind of floored again, especially as somebody who's I'm a big fan. So especially knowing his legacy and knowing how many artists he worked with and how many songs he wrote. And, that's a big deal for somebody to come in and interlope at the end of his life and try to take from his kids. So hopefully that gets resolved in a way that's fair. Like I said, I don't think that she's undeserving. I think they had a very nice relationship from the outside. You never know. Like I'm a person that followed them both on social media. So I don't know them. I have met both of them, but I don't know those people. But they seem like they had a good relationship. They were close enough. But to me, like that's crazy. Like if I dated somebody and they, at the end of their life and they have kids and they have this amazing legacy, in no way would I ever think it would be okay to cut them out of his or her will, whatever it is. I think that's insane. So yeah, it's just very weird to me. But anyway, I digress. Let me get out of here. My socials. On Facebook and Twitter, I'm Kai Nicole. Please go follow me there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here. On Threads, on Threads, Instagram, I am Kai Fly Mommy, and on Blue Sky, I am Kai Nicole. Please follow me on those platforms. I do reply back. I don't answer DMs from men I don't know. So just to be clear, if you're a man and you send me a DM, I'm not going to answer it. I don't answer DMs from men I don't know. I might not answer a DM from a woman I don't know, but I'm more likely to answer if it's a woman, just so you know. But I do reply to comments. And if there's anything you would like for me to talk about next week, just let me know. Just send me a comment and I will put it in next week's lineup. Again, this is Chaos and Controversy with Kai. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Let me go and get on with the rest of my Saturday. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks, guys. Peace. Hit that button.